All right, number 5, Bark at the Park, 1,670 tickets. So this is
Yeah.
something baseball teams do all the time, but it sounds like some hockey teams have done this as well.
Yeah, so these numbers are tied to a couple different teams. One, a soccer team, so obviously a little simpler to be in an outdoor venue. But yes, we
Hmm.
also have an ECHL team, the Cincinnati Cyclones, that do what they call pucks and paws. So there's a little bit different name, but when you think about this, typically what happens is that they're selling a human ticket and then a dog ticket, and there's lots of requirements. So this one, there are a lot of details, and I would say I's to be dotted, T's to be crossed, but when you do it right. So they typically require at least one human for every dog, so you can't exceed the number of dogs. So if you have two dogs, you can't bring two dogs and just one human. So they try to make sure that there's also lists about like whether your dog has been vaccinated. I know the Colorado Rapids do some things with like making sure that your dog is mature enough to be in that environment, because as you can imagine, if a dog isn't socially adept or and able to
Hmm.
handle all of the people and all of the other dogs, that could be an issue. And then there's a lot of this one. There's a lot of working with other departments to make sure that everything is set up. So the rabbits have like a grassy area that they've fenced off. So when you come in through a special entrance, and then you have the ability to go back out to that area to allow the dog to relieve themselves. They obviously have water bowls and those types of things. Their ticket package includes a bandana for the
Hmm.
dog. So the dog gets a little special Colorado Rapids swag, which I think is really cool. They actually planned a whole series of them this year too. So they did one in the spring, and they're doing one in the summer and the fall. So they've kind of earmarked some games where they need some more assistance to be able to drive some of this. They also have done some things where they've tied into a fundraiser for local shelters or rescue missions. So that's another way to get the message out with partnering and then doing some fundraisers there. And then for the Cincinnati Cyclones, they have a pretty large arena that they don't necessarily fully sell, so they take a huge section and make their pucks and paws night up there. And then again, it's one dog for one human. They also tie into the game promotion. They do wiener dog races on the ice, which is really fun. They create a dollar hot dog night too, so perfect
Love it.
promotion, right, from a food perspective. So they can make it really fun and make it really exciting. And I think this, to me, if you think about your email database, there's so many of your fans that have dogs. So this is just another way for them to enjoy the game. But I think it also, if you look at some of those outside groups, like tying to vets or shelters or rescue missions, this is a great way to introduce new people to your product, because
Hmm.
there are a lot of people that their dog is their best friend. I mean, we say that
Hmm.
man's best friend, but like if they can do something with their dog, then they're all in. And so
Hmm.
I think it's a great way to open your product to new people, but you just have to make sure you go through all the processes and think through all the little nuances in this one.
Absolutely. And then similar to Margaritaville night, if you do some digging, you could find a lot of niche groups. This is the
100%.